We touched on him a little bit earlier. Is Gardner Minshew for real?
Yeah.
I saw a take on
Yes.
on Twitter from a guy, I can't remember his name, a guy from PFF, who said that if Gardner Minshew was the quarterback for the Jaguars in 2018 when they made the playoffs, they would have won the Super Bowl.
That's a bold,
Which is
take.
huge hot take.
Yeah.
But
All I know is every time I see him marching up and down the field, just like Careless Whisper is playing in my head.
Yeah.
He's just a sexy, sexy quarterback that just moves the ball flawlessly. I don't know. He's just so much fun.
I think he's more real than some people give him
Wanna
credit for.
believe,
Like
yeah.
I don't think he's a joke. I think he's a starting quarterback in the NFL, but I don't think he's like ever going to be like a top 10 quarterback in the league. But he's a legit like starter.
yep.
I think he's for real.
Like what
And I think he's going to be helped out
is
a lot
what I
by
said not for
Laviska
real. Like
Shenault.
legit starter is for real.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's like ever going to be like a top echelon guy.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not, but maybe.
Like
Maybe. He's got the confidence. He's got that it factor that Colin
cool.
Cowherd always talks about.
yeah. Well, yeah. The Colin Cowherd talks about
Yeah.
you got to be attractive.
Yeah.
That's why Sam Darnold sucks.
Yeah, cuz he's really ugly.
He's really ugly.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm looking at him right
You got to
now.
think about an ugly how
Sorry.
good looking is Joe Burrow? Very. Right?
Yeah, he's okay.
Dude, you're nuts.
I'm gonna.
I'm
think
like
we
going
should-
through all my guy crushes in this one.
Joe Burrow's actually kind of.
You're wrong actually on that. I'll show you a picture specific. No, we'll go over that after, but
I think we
that's-
should
that's
do
a hot take.
top 10 good-looking
Yeah.
quarterbacks. Next
And then we'll
week.
fart into the mic after.
You think
Number
Joe
one.
Burrow's
That's
better
our
looking than
podcast
Aaron
next week.
Rodgers?
I think they're different. Aaron Rodgers is like
He's a man.
Yeah,
He's a man.
he's a grizzled man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah, that's not apples to apples.
So we're gonna move on now. That's enough of the good-looking quarterback
Brandon's
talk.
uncomfortable.
You're just getting started.
Which one?
Mike, we're gonna do a separate episode. Me and you
Yeah,
just crushing on men.
Which 1-0 team in the NFL are you the least confident in? And then the flip side of that, which 0-1 team are you the most confident in going forward?
Let me just pull up the standings.
So I'll go first. The 1-0 team that I'm the least confident in is the Las Vegas Raiders. I just don't think that team has the talent to continue. Obviously, they're playing the Carolina Panthers, who are a bit of their defense isn't very good. They don't have a quarterback, so I think they kind of just beat up on a bad team that week. They play in a tougher division. They've got to play the Chiefs twice. They got to play the Chargers twice. They got to play the Broncos twice. In those 6 games, they're not better than any of those teams in my mind. So I think they're going to be in a bit of a struggle going forward here. The 0-1 team that I am most confident in is the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, there is.
I think that's just the pick.
Yeah, I think that's the
Like,
maybe the
of
Atlanta
0-1,
Falcons,
yeah,
maybe, but
I think that's the pick,
they're
though.
splitting hairs here. I think. The 49ers obviously lost in the Super Bowl last year. They have one of the best running attacks in the NFL. They got like a 3-headed monster back there in the backfield. George Kittle, obviously, he's a bit banged up right now, but he's one of the premier tight ends in the league. So if I had to pick one of the 0-1 teams that I think is most likely to rebound, it's going to be the 49ers.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to say anything else for that one.
Yeah, maybe the Buccaneers if you're a believer in
No.
Brady, but
maybe the Texans or the Colts.
yeah, the Texans are a good one too. I don't know about the Colts.
But like you don't like.
The Dallas Cowboys.
None of those teams. Yeah, and again, like we just said, none of those teams are better than the Niners.
I just think the Niners are the pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as of for the 1-0 teams, I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
I was going to
Really?
say that.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about, I think
I
don't
love their
think they're
defense.
good.
I'm never gonna bet on a Tyrod Taylor team to do anything
You
crazy.
think they're worse than the Raiders?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I'd rather have Tyrod Taylor than Derek Carr.
No, not me.
No.
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 I think Tyrod Taylor. I think
Derek
that's
Carr's
another.
ceiling
That's a
is way
floor.
high.
Yeah, that's a floor ceiling.
Derek
thing.
Carr is like 28 years old now. I think.
Yeah,
he's
but
like,
we've seen him play. Like he was an MVP
Tyrod
candidate
is
one
like
year.
there's no ceiling.
no.
There's no
he's
floor.
Safe. He's safe, but I think their defense.
Derek
is
Carr
good.
can like march a team down the.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it a lot, but he can do it. Like Tyrod,
Look, he
it's like if
really-
you go down 2 touchdowns and Tyrod Taylor's your quarterback, the game's over. The game's over.
2 years ago,
Ask Aaron.
2 years ago, Derek Carr was like in MVP conversations.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
20,
he
it was
was.
2016.
Okay,
I'm looking at it here.
Whatever.
'Cause
Fuck. He has
But
been
he
in
has
the,
the
past.
ability to
that's
be.
what I mean by
a-
that.
Derek Carr's 29, first of all, too. I just
Okay,
That's
to
what I
correct
mean
that.
by
Like
that.
he's almost 30 years old.
But he's got a lot of new weapons around him. He's
Yeah.
more likely
There's
than
a
Tyrod.
ceiling, the higher ceiling.
Yes.
Maybe, man.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that's just you trying not to admit you're wrong.
And I also think like the rest of the
Like,
like
maybe.
the rest of the offense is better with the Raiders.
I think that's debatable too, right? Like, who's the like Jacobs is good, but everything else around that isn't anything spectacular. And I think Eckler might be a better overall football player than Jacobs. And then like I'd like the Chargers offense more.
I
Like
don't
the
agree with that.
Did
at
you
all.
watch the game the first week?
No, I did, yeah. Like Jacobs is more of like a goal line back, but Eckler is a better pass catcher.
I think this
I don't
comes from,
agree
I
with
think
that
this all
either.
comes from
Man.
you thinking the Bengals are better than they are, and the Chargers squeaking
No.
by the Bengals.
Eckler like led the NFL in receptions from a running back.
Yeah, but he
last
also
year,
he also
other
had
than
Melvin
McCaffrey.
Gordon next to him too.
Yeah, well, Gordon was
To-
awful last year.
Yep, no, but he wasn't awful.
He wasn't
last
good.
year. He was not like what he's used
Right.
usually, but he's still another guy that defenses have to worry about back
Yeah.
there. That's called a decoy. That like works all the time in the NFL.
But like they very rarely were they on the field together.
It doesn't matter when they're on the field. Like it just matters what the defense is reading. And if you have a guy like Melvin Gordon come in, and then you're also switching a guy with Austin Eckler, that's two different dynamics that defenses always constantly have to worry about.
Like Gordon ran
And you
for
can
600
play-
yards
you
last
can
year.
play. I think he only played half
He
the
played
games.
12 games. He had 3.8 yards per carry.
Okay. Well, he was a factor in their offense, and I did not see Austin Eckler, especially in game 1. I didn't see Austin Eckler do anything that special
He
against
had
the Bengals
80
defense.
yards.
But
Yeah.
he really was. It wasn't anything special. I played him in fantasy. I was watching him very closely the entire game. I was like, this guy is not that good. I'm glad I didn't draft him. Anyways,
To wrap up here, unless you have anything else to add here.
no.
All right, wrap up.
Chargers are my pick for the 1-0 team that's going to
Fight.